Hi everybody, we're back with project number 4 in this series. First we made the gift card. This is going to be like the 12 days of Christmas where I go through everything. When I get towards like probably project number 10 or so, I'm not going to go through everything we've made, but probably with each piece of paper, if I make different projects with like a single sheet of paper, I will show you what I've made with that sheet of paper. I'm not going to go through everything every single video. But with this sheet of paper, we've made a gift card holder, a money holder. We made a box last time, and now we are going to make another box, but we are going to make a box with the envelope punch board. This is not the envelope punch board. This right now is a 12 by 12 sheet, and I did not cut it down, but I'm gonna have to cut it down. I try to have this stuff done beforehand so that it makes the video not so long. But I didn't do that, so you're going to get to watch me cut the piece of paper. Whenever you're making anything on the envelope punch board, it has to be a square piece of paper. So if you're making an envelope or box or whatever, anything that you make with the envelope punch board has to be a square piece of paper. So we have a piece of paper that is 10.5 by 10.5 inches. And what we're going to do is we are going to make an envelope box. So basically it's going to look like an envelope, but it's going to be about an inch thick. And then we're going to put this mat on the front of it. I'm hoping it all works out. We'll see. Well, basically what I've done is I wanted an envelope that was made for a 5 by 7 card. So I looked on here and I found the 5 by 7, and it told me that I needed a piece of paper that was 9.5 by 9.5, and I'm going to score it at 4. Okay, so I wanted to make a box, and I wanted that extra inch in there, so I increased my paper size by an inch, which was 10.5 by 10.5. And then in addition to this score line at the 4-inch mark, we're going to do a second scoring mark at 5 inches. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do it on the white side, and it's not going to matter just because you can see it better when I'm scoring. So I'm going to line it up with 4. I'm going to punch, and I'm going to score down. Now I will tell you, this piece of paper is bigger than the envelope punch board. When you get close to the edge, you need to stop, because you will go off and you will poke a hole in your paper or make a big divot or something. So when you get close, stop. Eventually, when we work our way around, you're going to be able to match up the lines and everything's going to be scored just fine. We punched and we scored at 4. We're going to move our paper down to 5, and we're going to punch and score again, just like that. Okay, now that's the only time we have to match up or go do the measurements. Now we're going to match up our score lines. Now this is a little difficult because we didn't go all the way down. So we are going to get as close as we can, and some people are going to freak out because that, you know. All right. Now we just go around. This is what we do. We just go around and match the little tick mark on the punch board with our lines. That's all we're doing, is matching up and scoring. Once we've done that initial lining up of the measurements, then we don't have to do that anymore. We just worry about our score lines. Okay, now to match some of these other lines up that were too long and we're going to go off, if you turn it over, all your score lines are going to match up on this side of the paper as well. So if you just match up your little point on your punch to these lines, you can go ahead and finish scoring these over here. All right, so everything is scored. We're going to just fold in all of our score lines. Now, I don't know how this works. I'm not an engineer, and I don't know, you know, I played with tons of these trying to figure out sizes and everything on this punch board, and my brain just can't do it. But basically, you know how I said we went from 4 to 5 inches thinking that there would be an inch width of the box? Okay, by the time you get done scoring everything, you don't actually have an inch you have about 3/4 of an inch thickness of your box, which is fine because I mean, it'll still give you plenty of room to, you know, do some things. I have misplaced my scissors. All right, give me a second. Let me find my scissors. They must have fallen on the floor. Okay, found the scissors. So now what we're going to do is going to take all of these little corner square pieces, just going to cut them into the next score line, just like that. Okay. Then we are going to fold in our short sides and bring up our long side like that. So see how it looks like an envelope, but it's actually thick like a box. We're going to put adhesive on this short flap here and this short flap here. And then when everything folds up, you can match it all together. See? Okay, now, just like in my last video, I had stated that if you have anything like this to put on here, you'll want to do it before you assemble the product because it's easier, and I did not do that. So, now we get to put the pretty stuff on the front with the project being assembled, which is no big deal, but it's just easier to apply this when it is flat. Okay, this is the front of the box. This piece of glitter paper, I cut out the center and I explained this in my last video, but if I'm going